We're number 2 in the listenership. 850,000 listeners. Yeah, that's great.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's wonderful. Welcome in, everybody.
Welcome.
I don't know what's going on this morning.
Friday morning.
Friday morning. The producer's not here. Come on. We're flying solo.
We're screwed for the week.
We're screwed. Buckle up. This could get bumpy.
Should we play this intro again so we can try to figure it out?
Right.
Give me the good news.
Give me the good news. Yeah, so here we go. Welcome in. You are caught in the net, 21.6 the net. It is time for the number 2 listen to show here on this station. The Grounds with Giles and Jones. He's Giles. I'm Jones.
Some days I might be Jones. Depending on if I'm needing a drink, I could be Jonesing.
You're Jonesing. That's right. Of course, you'll see here we've got a bunch of product from our good friends over at Cannabis CBD Shop. I just stopped by there this week and just a great experience. So tell people where they can find Cannabis CBD and open 7 days a week.
Yeah, 7 days a week. And we're over at 818 Front Street in McHenry, which is also Route 31. I'm a landmark type of guy. So if you know McHenry well, we're right across the street from either the library or Habitat for Humanity or next door to Ed's Rental. See, I got you like a little triangle there.
That's right. Triangulation.
So triangulation. Easy place to find for the most part. We're in the same building as Fantasy Factory, the local romantic boutique, or some people call adult shop. I'm not really a big fan of calling it an adult shop.
It's really not.
But it is. I mean, it's a fun place for adults to go, explore and have fun. And
I like the romantic boutique.
Well, and that's the thing. It's a relationship enhancement. But
I think so.
CBD shop is also enhancement, and actually probably a better enhancement in a lot of ways because of how it actually helps us function better, gets us more in what we call homeostasis. People, if you really don't know what CBD is and how it works and how it helps us, really take the time if you want. We love to educate people. Come on and see us. It's all about education at all my stores, not about just selling you a product.
Yeah, I stopped down there. It must have been on Tuesday. And it was Tuesday. And I went in there and, just who was it that was working there?
Probably Ren.
Young lady. Yeah.
Was it Ren? Oh, was it a young lady or was it? Well, so Ren, shorter hair. Yeah.
Yeah. Shorter hair.
Oh, super. Oh my God. Ren is our rock star over there. I mean, everyone that works for us is amazing. I mean, I'm truly blessed when it comes to, when it comes to, and I don't even like to call them employees because that's kind of I don't want to say a negative connotation, but they're
nice. Walk me through some stuff.
My team
educated me on the products. What was I looking for?
And that's what you need to do is educate you on what you're getting.
Listen, Scott said no Delta 88 or whatever.
No Delta 8.
Yeah.
Well, that's Delta 8 that I've actually got up there. That. All right. And for those of you who don't really know, I mean, Delta 8 is a variant of CBD.
Yeah.
And there are other variants, and there's other terpenes, which are like highly focused. I don't want to call them chemicals. There's not chemicals, but for lack of a better term, 7:30 in the morning, I'm still waking up.
Yeah, the coffee's being brewed.
Yeah, the coffee's brewing right now. I can smell. Who's going to get it? So we're going to have to get up off screen.
I got a pretty good.
But CBD is one of probably the best product and supplement for you that God or the earth has created for us. It's a natural anti-inflammatory, which any illness that we have is inflammation. Doesn't matter what you're doing, what you got, where you're at, who you are. Inflammation is our enemy, really, other than when you break your ankle or hurt your ankle or whatever. Inflammation goes to stop and to protect that area. But keeping inflammation at bay is huge. And we can't do that anymore through our foods. We used to get a lot of it all through our food. The CBD, which is also considered cannabidiol, came from our foods. But back in the 50s, our wonderful, illustrious government decided that, we want to genetically modify all of our foods so we can get more yield per acre. Understand why they did that, but the way they've done it, as our wonderful government is kind of messed things up. And that's why over the years we've seen such a crazy rise in, autoimmune disorders, arthritis, mental issues. Our bodies need cannabidiol, or as its shortened version is CBD, to help regulate our bodies. Works on what are called our CB1 and CB2 receptors, which allows us to keep our bodies in what's called homeostasis. Homeostasis is basically a state of even keel, to where our body actually has the proper chemicals being manufactured, to keep us rolling. Did you mess up the coffee?
So I'm looking at that. I'm like, I don't think that's going in the pot.
Oh, no way. Is it all over the place?
And so the first couple of cups are all over.
Oh, no way.
Well, that's what happens. I mean, the guy who does it isn't here.
Yeah, Pete went dark on us.
And so, I got a white shirt, so I'm glad I don't have coffee all over the white shirt right now.
Well, I mean, not our listenership is not huge on the visuals, so.
Good morning, Deidre. Hey. Good morning, Gary. Glad to have you with us. And of course, hey, this is the most unique show that 216 The Net has, right?
I think the world has, because you and I have it, and we can interact.
Right. And we've got the link up there. Copy that link and join us live. Be part of the show.
Yeah, we love to have you guys on, because Ken and I, as you can tell, I call him Ken. Ken and I love, Ken and I, if you can't tell, love to. I keep calling you Ken.
Hey, good morning,
leaving the tea out, and I need my coffee for the tea.
Yeah, so Uncle Pete worked 14 days straight, first time probably in 40 years for him to work 14 days straight, no days off.
Right.
Really put on a great event called Fiesta Days.
Fiesta Days were just amazing.
And so he went dark on us this week, and
you need to do that.
Yeah, you got to unplug, right?
Yeah,
we were just talking about our trip we're going to take in September.
Yeah, September. Hopefully going. I should say hopefully going, but up to it's Tomahawk, right?
Yeah, Tomahawk.
It's going to be a boys' weekend.
Yeah,
sit there and talk about not our wives, because we love them, and we would never talk bad about them.
No, actually, it's all good stuff, and it just gives us a chance to. I mean, we're up there right on the Wisconsin River. This is our 18th year that we're doing it. Me and two of my closest friends, and we just this is our chance to just get up and unplug, ruin a lot of brain cells, and eat really well. You go camping, that you
sit around and eat. Yeah,
you're grilling stuff. You eat so good.
Well, I don't know if it'd say eat so good, but you definitely eat.
Not healthy. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. When we used to, like I said, we used to camp a ton.
Yeah.
In their motorhome. I can't call it camping anymore. People always kind of bust my chops about that. We had motorhome for many, many years.
It's camping.
But it is camping. It's just sitting around trying to enjoy nature, trying to unplug.
Yeah, here's the interesting
smoking
thing,
some CBD.
Now, you guys would roll around in that and stay at like just regular campgrounds, or RV campgrounds. What was that?
Well, no, for us, because we did it with the kids, is we keyed on family friendly places. We did a lot of Jellystones, like
KOAs,
Bear,
things like that.
KOAs, but surprisingly, a lot of them turned out to be Jellystones, because they had a ton of interactions for the kids. I mean, if you wanted your kids not to be bored, which I'm bored.
Yeah.
How can you be bored?
So in all that time, you can probably count on one hand that you bumped into a bunch of douchebags. I mean, usually people at campgrounds are just pretty mellow and everybody gets along. Hey Shay, how are you, sister? Glad to see you. Yeah, Tomahawk is awesome. Just raced a ton. Oh, nice. How did he do? They're good friends of ours. Had a long time radio show with us as well. So
yeah, you get your own. You get a mixed bag of people camping.
Yeah,
most campers are pretty cool, mellow people.
Yeah,
they're just the same as you. They're the same as you. They're just trying to get away from the everyday, everyday grind. Of doing what they do and hopefully love to do. I mean, I think that's the one thing that for me with people is, in trying to figure out, what you at least really enjoy to do. You're not necessarily going to have to love it, but, you have to really enjoy, or at least have some type of passion or drive to do what you do. But we need that disconnect.
How many days is too long to camp?
None. No, how many days? There is no too many days. It just depends on where you're at. Yeah. I mean, realistically, I just talking to Deidre last night. We went out after the farmer's market. We do the farmer's market every week with, the pet supply store. And we went out on the boat afterwards, and we didn't get in until like 11:30, 12. We just went on the boat. It was a beautiful night last night. It was 80 degrees, full moon, and an orange moon.
So,
the
orange sun this morning too.
Very romantical.
Yeah.
But we just went out on the boat and just sat and just talked, man. It was actually kind of nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And just disconnecting. And that's my disconnect is at night. Right now, I just have no time to disconnect completely until we go to Tomahawk. But, it's man, it's, if you haven't camped before, try it. Just get away, get into nature, because that's where your brain can, if your brain is allowed to shut off, which,
And there's so many things now too. So if you're not a tent camper, you don't have an RV or something like that, a lot of these campgrounds have cabins that you can rent.
Yeah, you can rent cabins, or, these tents these days are like little Taj Mahals
they
anyway,
really are,
and they're cheap now.
Yeah.
Some of the tents I bought back in the day, $200-$300 for, a 3-person tent.
Right. And now it's $200 for a 5-room tent.
Right. They're huge. And
that pops up by itself.
And they're waterproof.
Yeah.
Not like, that's the reason we got out of tenting. We tented for years, and just got tired of waking up, if after a rainstorm where all your clothes and stuff are wet, you spend the whole next day putting your campsite back together. And, you look back on it, it's fun as hell.
Yep.
But it's also when you're doing, it's like everything else in life, right? When you're doing it, it's the grind. It's like, oh man, this sucks. But then you look back, that was awesome. I love that,
Well, we got out of it because car camping is a thing too. Yeah. That's why I got a minivan. So like if I go someplace, I can just
pop there.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, right? It's a beautiful thing. And now they got the tents that you can actually pop right over the top of your vehicle. Yeah. I just saw one last night. I just saw one last night that would fit perfectly over the back of my truck. And I'm like,
Yeah, right. Yeah,
throw a little blow up mattress right in the back
That's
end.
All you need.
Well, because getting out of the grind and getting out in the nature is huge, and that's kind of bringing that back to the CBD. It is grown in nature.
Yeah.
It's a hemp plant. Yeah. It's grown in nature. And it puts us reconnecting with your inner self, not being just, completely bombarded by everything nonstop, and your all your senses just overload. Getting out in nature, having a little CBD to put you back in homeostasis, having a campfire, sitting around with the ones you love. If you're married with your wife or whatever, kids, just relaxing. Trying to actually not take life too seriously, because ever seen the movie? Oh my God, what is it? I can't think of it. But don't take life too seriously, because no one gets out alive.
That's right. I don't know what that is.
My son will probably pop in and tell me what it is. Van Wilder. Don't take life too seriously, because no one gets out alive, which is true. Yeah. Do you?
That's it.
That's my son's comments.
A lot of people this week I think they're excited to get back into the theater. A lot of people quoting movies and stuff this week in my life, and I don't watch movies.
No? Oh, so you're not coming down to the theater, huh?
People are like, you don't watch movies? I go, no, I don't know. I never got into them. I'm like, no.
I don't know.
I mean, I've watched, the Harry Potters, of course, the Star Wars.
Oh, I love Star Wars, man.
Yeah,
that was...
but
they don't have anything equivalent to that today.
I went and watched Was it dead?
No, it's like frozen or something. No. Trying to put some cream in my coffee, and it's more like butter.
Yeah.
Is that butter?
No,
it says creamer.
Right, it says creamer. Well, you're having it black today, friend.
Yeah, right.
Thanks, Pete. There's coffee all over there.
Coffee's all over. Pete's not here. We didn't go live right away. Oh my goodness, we're all over the place today.
We're everywhere. It's crazy.
That's what I love about this show, though, is we can go from 1 to 1,000 and come back to 1 and pull it together. And I think that's just about life and people, and that's the way it is. Things change. You can talk about anything. You can be anywhere, do anything quickly, and change up.
Here's something. Is when we're talking about outdoors and we got sports, parents and things, soccer moms, dads, is for a while there, the outdoor chairs were very uncomfortable. There's these fold up ones.
Oh yeah.
And then you try to sit in them and they kind
fall
of
apart.
Yeah. And they're
especially for us bigger guys,
And then you can't get out of them real well.
Well, that's if you had too much to drink.
Well, you can't like push down on them because
right. Yeah. They fold in half.
And so, but now they're coming out with some nice chairs that are more comfortable. They got little tables attached to them,
rockers,
rockers,
and they fold up,
and they're not heavy. But for a while there, you couldn't really enjoy the outside because you're like in this thing you're like slunk in, and your neck starts hurting because there's no support.
Yep. Yeah.
But now I'm glad to see that, we were up in the UP last weekend. And
Yeah, by the way, you had a good birthday, I take it.
Yeah, it was
Kent
great.
is now 31.
Yeah. No,
plus
50.
a few, but I ain't telling you.
52. I enjoy being in my 50s. I like being 50 better than 30s and 40s.
In some respects, I absolutely do. In other respects,
you didn't hear me say 20s.
Right. Yeah, no, in some respects, I mean, I'm enjoying being, I'm 53. I'm going to be 54 this year, which still blows my mind because if I'm not looking in the mirror, I feel like I'm 19 still. Yeah. I look in the mirror and I'm going, or now doing the show, I look on the screen and go, who's that guy?
Yeah. It's every morning. It's like I'm at the YMCA because my brain still thinks I'm 22.
So is mine.
And,
21 because I used to like to drink a lot.
And and then I get out of the shower. We got this big mirror.
Nope.
And there's a fat old naked guy looking at me.
What's his name?
I don't know. I'm like, what did I do? I showed up to the YMCA. What's happening here?
Well, we can help you out with that fat old. We can't help you with the old. We can help you with the fat.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. Yeah.
Are you working out every morning?
Yeah. So my
one of the best things in the world.
Yeah. So every year on my birthday, I come up with a phrase or something that's what this year's this. It's like the year of the chicken or whatever. And all the way up till now, it's always been I wanted to climb that corporate ladder. I wanted to make it big. I wanted to change the world. Always focused elsewhere on how I could be good. And this year I said, you know what, I want to live to be old. So here's what I'm going to do: is my 52nd year, I'm going to focus on myself.
You start kicking ass.
Yeah.
That's funny. We talked to my wife and I were talking about that last night.
Lisa.
Morning, Lisa. She gave me some crap because I said, was it last year? I said, this year's going to be all about me.
Yeah.
Right. To focus on me because like everybody else that you don't realize, we all got issues, right? Yeah. It's just how we deal with them and what we've got going and how we try to fix it. And, I made a lot of comments. This year's going to be about me. Well, it never turns out to be about me because I just am so much into family and friends. And, if my family ain't happy, I ain't happy.
Yeah.
But it's good that you're doing that because that's actually something my wife and I are starting to do too, is starting to really take better care of ourselves. And I feel a ton better when I do exercise. If I wake up and I work out, and just get the day rolling right, you feel so much better. Things are more positive. You've got the proper chemicals flowing in your body, which is huge. And then, that's once again, the CBD, to take the CBD to get you back in what's called homeostasis. If you've never done it or tried it before, people it's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
It makes you feel young again. You get rid of the stressors of the everyday. I mean, there's a reason people drink, and it's to take away that shitty part of the day.
Yeah.
That we all have. It's just how we deal with it. Some people choose to drink obsessively.
Well, and it's a downer, so it helps you calm, right?
It can be. It can be. So there's different, what I was saying earlier, there's different terpenes.
Yeah.
Different terpenes target different areas of the body to help work on what you need. I mean, it's just like, THC. There's different profiles, if you will. Like there's, with THC, there's sativa, which is like makes you more uppy.
Well, look who it is. Unbelievable.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Pete, what's up, buddy? Oh my God, we're moving our daughter to grad school. I got it. Dude, my week is still crazy.
Thank God you read that. I thought it said grade school.
Grade school, yeah.
Getting her out of the house.
Getting her out of the house. Actually, my son, so my son is actually, he graduated this year. Congratulations, buddy.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. And
I
don't have the exact details, but he did get
a
very nice offer from a corporation yesterday. We still have to discuss that, but he is pumped, which is awesome. It's so nice to see his smile up again. But we have to move him out from his apartment in Iowa on Wednesday. And so my week's busy, and we're moving out. We just sold one of our houses, and so we've got to move that out. And so I'm trying to move basically now 3 houses into one. Yeah, and it's crazy. Fun. It's crazy. You got an empty room in your garage.
Right. Yeah, no. We on Thursday are moving our daughter from Arlington Heights down to Wheaton.
Okay.
And so she
an apartment or house or?
Yeah, apartment.
So she doesn't have a lot of stuff.
Not a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I've helped her move out of the second floor dorm to a house to
Been there.
to a 3rd-story condo downtown Chicago to now a 2nd story where they're at in Arlington Heights, and now to a 6th, the 6th floor down in Wheaton. And because of whatever reason, it's hard to get a U-Haul or whatever.
Because everybody's moving. Well, it's that time of year too.
Yeah,
everyone's having to move out of their apartments from college, and
she's on her first week of her new job out of grad school.
Oh, she's a grad school.
Yeah,
huh? Yeah. That's amazing.
And so
doesn't that make you proud as hell?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, we go every day. I always worry about it.
It's something I'll never do in life.
But that they're going to grad school, like, wow, I couldn't even think of that. I mean, people, when I talk to people, I don't know how I sound or how I come off to people, but I am not an intelligent individual. I think I'm super smart,
wise,
and I've been rounded by the world. I learn by doing, and by telling, but by doing. Reading has never been my thing, and comprehension is not great for me. So if I need to read something to learn, it's 3, 4, or 5 times.
Yeah.
But if I do it or watch it, I'm the man.
Yeah.
But grad school, damn. See, my son's talking about going back for his master's, and I'm all about it. If he wants to do that, I think that'd be freaking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's my daughter's chased her dream. She's now working in her dream job of what she wanted to do, and she is absolutely 100. So she's excited. So she gets her new job. She started on Monday, so she's really enjoying it. And
what's she doing?
She's a clinical psychologist.
Oh, snap. We need a lot of those. We need a lot more of those in the world, especially with COVID.
So she works at a mental hospital with teens and preteens.
Yeah. Wow.
So the amazing thing is,
that's a hard gig, man.
She absolutely loves it. That's
but God bless her. And me, my stance on God, but that's one of those things you have to say, God bless you. I mean,
I'm proud of her. She chased her dream, but anyway, they can only get the moving, the U-Haul trailer or whatever on Thursday, the 29th.
Do you need my truck?
No, we've got a truck, but I'm just sitting here and I'm like, and she's like, well, Dad, what do you mean you're not going to help move? I said, I've moved you 3 times.
I've got a trailer.
I told your mom I would hire a moving crew.
I don't want,
right? Yeah. That's how I would help. Listen, I've got a few health issues. I've got a hernia and whatnot. So moving furniture up and down, and
don't do it.
Yeah, so I
pay the young bucks, you old fart.
So I said it's Thursday. I have to work on Thursday, and I've got a radio show on Thursday.
Change that adjective.
Well, yeah,
right. Have to.
Right. No,
you get to.
Yeah, I get to. Yeah.
Right. So no, that's a huge thing, and that's something actually maybe your daughter will kind of explain to you too. Is what you say is how your subconscious takes it. You have to work is like a negative.
Oh yeah.
I get to work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I get to. No, and I'm always blessed. I'm humbled.
But, need to work would be a better adjective, right?
Yeah.
Because
we do.
We all
need to work. Yeah.
I don't know if we need to. I don't need to work.
Well, I don't.
I have to work because
I don't have bows and arrows and things to hunt with right now. So I need to work.
What's work? Right. No, but I mean, I don't have to work. I could live okay without working, but I have to work to keep my mind going.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's where your daughter, right? And that's where your daughter, her profession is friggin' awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
And she's not even
the amount of health professionals that they help.
She's not even going to be there. It's her 2nd week. I'm like, just ask off. I go, they either say no or yes. I said, if they say no, no big deal. Just tell them you're moving. It's the only time they may understand.
Yeah.
And so she's busting my balls, and I'm like, well, you're not going to be there either.
Wow. That's that's actually, now you say that, that's something I just was thinking about. We were talking about Tomahawk and the boys' weekend and stuff like that. Is now I don't even know if my son will be able to go. His new job.
Listen, when I took mine, that's what I told him. I said, I want you to understand that I'm excited about the opportunity. However, I've had a standing weekend for the last 18 years, and it's this particular weekend.
Right.
So I'm going to need off that weekend.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever you need, that's fine. So
that's cool.
So a lot of it is that, if you just ask, a lot of times you can get it.
Right. Well, and that's something when I can't actually wait to go home today. Well, actually, I can't go home today. I get to run the stores today. I have to work today. I have to work because, what my wife is calling us our retail rock stars, not our employees. Yeah. They are off actually camping this weekend.
Oh, nice.
They love to camp. So they're camping. So I get to. So if you guys want to come see me at 818 Front Street. I'll be at Cannabis all day today, or there. Fantasy Factory, the romantic boutique, where your dreams can be made by us.
Have a little CB.
Have a little CBD. Yeah. But I'm just hopefully you can get that off. I'm so jazzed. My mind's jumping 30 different ways right now.
I think it'd be fun to have him there too. It'd be great.
Well, I'm going to push to have him there. Because I think we need it. I'm going to have to postpone. We were supposed to go to Manistee, Michigan this week, but I got to move him out of school. But we were supposed to go up there to do some kayaking down the Manistee River with a buddy I grew up with. Yeah. Or went to college and actually got my first job with working.
Yeah.
You know what my first job was? You remember your first job?
Yeah.
My first real job out of college was I walked the streets of Chicago, some nasty streets, selling garbage dumpster service, door to door, baby.
How you doing?
Hi, how you doing? Oh man, fighting with like BFI and Groot and all the big mafia run companies. I literally was walking through some of the craziest neighborhoods in the world, dude. Going into a place and saying, "Hey, I can pick your garbage up for $50 a week versus $60 a week, and I got 100% commission on that."
Woo.
Dude, that was awesome. So there's days I would walk out of there, back in what it would have been 90, 92, make $300, $400, $500 a day.
Yeah.
As a fresh graduate, I mean, it wasn't a glorious job or glamorous job, but and I was walking some crazy spots, but you see that paycheck at the end of the week. And I had my first baby right when I graduated college. My daughter was in the world,
she was,
so I went from college, having fun, being an idiot to
time
to work. Hey, and I had to work. That was I had to work. I had no choice. So.
I went to work for Gary Miller Construction. When I got out of trade school, got a job swinging a hammer. So that was good. Good morning, Shana. Shana says, so what do we know about monkeypox? Apparently the CDC is monitoring.
I don't want to talk about that shit.
You know what? Here's what I know about monkeypox.
She put CDC in there, so I'm pretty much checking out.
Here's what I know about monkeypox. Well, it looks like the nation and the world is starting to have too much fun again.
Right. And now they're saying they got variants of COVID.
That whole scared thing worked a couple of years ago. Maybe we could scare them again. Right. We'll call it a Delta monkeypox variant. Nah,
it's coming down. You're going there, so let's go there. It's a control thing, brother. You know that. It's a control thing. They've got everyone so scared, so freaked out. I don't want to say uneducated, but the uneducated or the uninformed or improperly informed people.
Maybe improperly, yeah.
Right, well, it depends on who you listen to, what radio station or whatever.
As long as you're listening to 216
216 Net, we give it to you straight.
That's right.
But
may not be what you want to hear.
Well, but the one thing that I do love, and the reason I love listening to us or you guys, 216 Net and all the people is. We're straight up. We're honest. We don't have any political agenda. We don't care either way. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, nothing.
Communist.
Well, I don't know if I can give, but just if you're human, people. Right? If you're a human and you're realistic and you have a belief and you believe for a reason and you're educated to make that decision and that belief. Yeah. I'm good with that, But I mean, they're like you said with the monkeypox, it's just some other way to scare everybody now, and. Nobody's going to want to go to work. They can't find any people to work, right?
Hey, a good way to corral your sheep is to fire a shot up into the air. It scares them a little bit. Every now and again.
Yeah, well, they've got them running, and now
that was my sheep noise, obviously.
That sounds like a cat. Cat. Sheep go bad, right? Yeah. But now that I was just reading the other day because. Not to go political, but Gary Rabine is one of my really good friends. He's running for governor.
Yeah. Paving the way.
And Craig Wilcox is also a really good friend of mine. Is senator for District 32. We were all talking. We went actually golfing over at Gary's country club in Bull Valley. If you ever get the opportunity, well, it's a great club out there. But we were just talking about all this stuff, and it's just like, it's crazy. everyone is so scared, and now they're controlling them with a couple bucks. Hey, let me give you $300 more a week to not go to work.
Yeah.
The average person in Illinois makes $55,000 a year if they're working.
Yeah.
If you're getting now with all these benefits and all this crap that the I'm not going political back and forth, as far as who's giving it out, but the government, if you're getting all the supplementation that they're offering right now, $51,254 not to go to work. Why would you go to work?
That's a pretty good job, really.
That's a great job. I mean, considering the average person makes about $50,000 a year, right? The average household. So, I mean, I don't want to say if you're lazy, because I hate to use that word, but if you're,
well, some people aren't. They're just, hey,
but I mean, they're taking advantage of the system.
They're working it.
Right. There's too many working it.
They're not taking advantage because the system's just handing it out. It's like a bubble gum machine that you ain't got to put a quarter
in. Or you put a quarter in and it keeps just giving bubbles. It keeps giving you the little, but it's like, what's your incentive? You're not incentivizing.
No.
And I was talking to Gary about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Us being entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
I get satisfaction from knowing I'm doing something and making the world a little bit better place, and obviously helping myself and my family.
Yeah.
But I enjoy helping people. I don't know how people can actually accept that money and do nothing and feel good about themselves. I don't think you can. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, and that's one of the biggest problems, is people don't feel good about themselves, and it's, screw it, I'll just take it, I'll live off of it, and then they start getting, and that's where people like your daughter come in, being a psychologist and psychiatrist, where these people got to talk through their issues, because realizing that you're getting free shit, you're on easy street, so to speak, at least that's what they think, but deep down inside their body saying, hey, dude, wake up, you're a moron, do something for yourself. Their brain's screaming at them.
It feels good, but at the same time, if you're out there and you see Cubans paddling this way, and ask them how many are paddling the other way.
Nobody paddles the other way.
Nobody.
I mean, although we do escape to, foreign countries to try to vacay, to get away from, what goes on here.
Well,
but
your life, it's a good way to do it.
Right. But I mean, I keep going back to your daughter, man, because there's not enough of them, and they're not praised enough. Like my son's ex-girlfriend just got a job at McHenry West, and she is also a psychologist, which, the kids need. That's where I think, man, we're jumping all over today, but I think that's one of the biggest things that our school systems actually need to do and have is, kids in like third grade is when they need to start talking to these kids about what goes on in their head. That third brain, or that third voice, and here's what it means. And
here's the issue with that. The issue with that is, why are you wanting somebody else to do that? You're a parent. You should be doing it with your kids at that point.
You should be, but a lot of parents, never got that.
A lot of people out here listening, a lot of people watching this show. School has become a daycare. That's it.
It's not even a daycare anymore.
You just listen. I want to get you out of the house for a good 6-8 hours. You go. You let them teach you.
Right. I like that, indoctrinate you, and that's kind of what it is too.
And then I'm going to be mad when the school tries to do something. You can't do that for my child. Right. My child doesn't need psychiatric help. Blah, blah, blah. We all do. We got a brain. You got a thing. It's the way it is.
We all do.
But then teach your kid at home. They're your kid.
Right.
My kids, all of my kids' education comes at home. Right. So let me tell you a story. This is a good story, folks. It's funny.
Story time with Kent on. So I get
a text I get a call from Ashley. She's my oldest daughter, and she's like, "Hey,
this is the one, the psychiatrist."
She says her younger sister, the baby, posted an improper, TikTok. Now, so I go, okay, I'm in the middle of work, I'm like, now all of a sudden I get a text from little Lucy, and Lucy's like, whatever you do, don't yell at me when you get home. You can do it, I'm like, what are you talking about, And so anyway, long story short, we go home, and she's going to be in 7th grade, and I said, everything you do, you have to remember that you represent me, you represent your mom, your grandma, your grandpa, your brothers, your sisters. I said, so every action that you do and you decide to do, that reflects back on us. And I said, when you posted that, how would your grandma like that post?
Ooh, damn.
And that,
how would grandma like that? That'll hit home.
Then she thought. So I said, every time you want to post something, you better be okay with your grandparents looking at it.
I like that.
Right?
I like that.
So anyway, I was like, you represent the family, this, that. So my middle daughter gets home about 10 o'clock, and we're sitting there talking, and, we're talking about it. And she goes, well, Ashley and I talked today, and it was time for Lucy to hear you represent the family.
So she stepped up for you, huh?
She said every word I said verbatim to my
So she listened to you. That's good. Daughter. That's good.
And so did the older one, and my son heard it too. And so the interesting thing is I looked at my wife, I said, well, if anything, I'm consistent.
And that's good. And that's, that's the perfect adjective, is being consistent, because not a lot of parents are, and that's where it's important, because like when I was raising my kids, and I didn't even realize it, because I don't want to say I flew by the seat of my pants, but I did what I knew based on my parents, right? Is I taught them by example.
Yeah.
Me talking to them a lot of times probably just screws them up big time, because I'm a redundant, and I am actually a micromanager. My son and I kind of talked about that a little bit the other day. Only because I love them so much. I don't want them to make the same mistakes as me, but it's time to let them fly.
You got to let them get their bumps and bruises, right?
Well, and that's why, I'm happy that he got that job. Buddy, if you're listening, I love you. Thank you. You are awesome. Congrats.
But here's, and prisons have been a poor substitute for housing our mental ill. Yeah. Going back to that, and what you were saying is, most of us, Gen Xers, and
is that what I'm considered as a Gen X?
You and I are Gen Xers, and
not a cross-dresser,
and baby boomers, and come from a time where you had to be leathery and strong, and you couldn't show your emotions, whether you're a man or a woman, right? You expect women to cry, right? That's the way we were raised.
Men don't cry.
You just
boys don't cry.
You swallow it and you go. And I think, what I love about you is, in our relationship, is we're not afraid to say, go deep. We look for those opportunities.
I want to go deep
to throw it out and really kind of get in some of those folds,
right?
Because we, as a society, I guess, and Americans, I'm speaking on Americans, is, people our age, 50s and older, is, you're weak if you show emotion. You're weak if you have.
And I call bullshit on that one, right?
Well, yeah, right? So do I. Yeah, and it's and they the interesting thing is how a lot of you hear the word soft. Oh, the kids are so soft today. Well, no, are they soft, or are they just kind of more in tune, on a mental vibration, and do they know probably more than when we do, and so, I mean, think about it. How many times have you been listening to a song? You're cruising in your truck, you're listening to a song, it reminds you of your daughter when she was a kid, and you don't start tearing up, and you start choking up, you get that lump in your throat, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah, people on like Lisa from Lisa's Changing Perception. I love her. Dude, I'm a crybaby, actually, believe it or not. I have a rough, gruff exterior. I feel that's how I come off. But like up until my late 40s, I was that guy that didn't talk, didn't cry, didn't show emotion. But it was like I was 49, I think it was 48 or 49. It was like somebody turned on the spigot.
Yeah.
Like I literally, and that's part of the reason the CBD store started, was I went to bed one night, my regular normal self, if you will, and woke up the next morning just a complete freaking basket case, dude. Like horribly. Like it was like I had a mental breakdown, right?
Yeah.
And I cry a lot, out of happiness, out of being proud. But our generation wasn't taught to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And talking about what's going on in your world, you don't do that.
When was the first time you saw your dad cry?
Let's see. So we'd have been living on Longmeadow in Countryside Lakes. So Carolyn was born 90, or sorry, 80, 90, 89, 90. So I was
You're already into your 20s.
I
well
was
into your
21.
20s,
I was 21, and I was a handful. My parents probably
cried
never
all the time.
right. Yeah. Behind closed doors, they probably did, dude. I'm telling you, they probably did. And that's where if I got to stop back and sit back and just really think my kids are great. They haven't really given me much shit, but,
Right.
I remember I came home. I forget what happened, but I remember the day like it was yesterday. I don't remember exactly what happened, but my dad he literally broke down and said, I can't do this anymore. Like he could see that I was struggling. I was partying a lot. I was smoking a lot of marijuana. I was drinking a lot. I was out all night. Obviously, now I had a kid. And I saw him cry, and that hit me. You know what I mean? To see your dad cry. And because my dad, to me, and still is, was the pillar of strength.
Yeah.
He woke up. I barely saw my dad when I was a kid because he worked the typical corporate bullshit to make ends meet for his family. And I love you for that, man. If you're listening, Dad, I love you, love you, love your mom too, because you were there to always support us. But seeing him cry, because my mom raised us,
that's the way it was.
And she used him as the authoritarian. Wait till your father gets home, and then he'd get home and the belt would come out if I really did something fucked up. Yeah, it's like, oh no. But seeing him cry, that hurt.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk like I do with my kids, which some days I think my kids would probably hope I didn't, but the mental thing, you know what I mean? Because that wasn't the thing to do back then, and now it is to talk about it and bring out the deep conversations. I like deep conversations. I hate the surface conversations. Hey, how you doing? How's work? How's the kids?
It's good,
it's good, man. Thanks. Yeah, things are great. Living the dream.
How about those Cubs?
Yeah, living the dream. If somebody says that to me one more time, I'm going to smack them. What is your dream? How about I'm doing things are great. My career's good, kids are good, not living the dream, because that's a negative bullshit.
That's right. It is. I mean, that seeing, living the dream.
Yeah, seeing my dad cry though, dude, was I'm sure it probably hits my kids just as much because, I was it kills you.
I think I was 16 maybe, right in that area, and it's when my dad's dad died, right?
Yeah,
and he told me that, and he broke down, and I didn't know if he was laughing or crying because I never heard him cry. Never saw it. 16 years of my life. I just kind of was frozen for a minute, like, oh my gosh,
it fucked you up.
Yeah, a little
right?
Because I can still remember it, right?
Right?
It's burned in there.
Me too. Me too. Because my dad literally, and if you're listening, like I said, I do love you. He was sitting on the stairs to our second floor at a house we had just built.
And
that killed me.
I mean, this is how we were built. I was kind of standing in the kitchen, and he'd come out from the hallway and kind of turn the corner, and he told me, and then he dipped back into the hallway, so I couldn't
see him tearing up.
Yeah. And then I hear him crying. And I kind of walk around. I'm like, is he laughing? Is he what? Why is he laughing?
Dad, what did I do?
Right. And you're just and then I remember I had to talk with my mom. I'm like. Hey, he's hurt as his dad, but
right. So, so mom kind of soothed you or let you in on it, and
that's right.
And that's where mental. I don't even want to see. I hate the word therapist. I hate the word counselor. Life coach.
Yeah.
Right. That's where the schools have failed us because they're not our life coach. They're not our teachers. They're our babysitters.
Yeah.
Now, they're all worried about how many grades they get so they can get extra budgeting and funding to build that extra wing or to give them more money to retire. And I'm not knocking on them to want to retire, but they're not teaching us anymore. They're pushing us through.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where, like your daughter, once again, I love that, dude. The fact that she's doing that, because a lot of parents these days have no freaking idea.
Right.
Even how to talk to their kids about that. And, with my going deep conversations, which is, I think everybody has to have it.
Yeah. The key is having the conversations.
Right. Well, it's having them and finding a way to open up those conversations.
That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's important. I think our schools, if we can get our schools to start doing that, to actually have at least, they teach them sex education.
Well,
I don't think, I think that's something more that parents should teach them. I think in school they should be working them more on the mental, the everyday of what life is really about.
But when you talk school, it all gets up in arms because what's good for your kid isn't necessarily good for my kid. Oh, did you want a Splenda?
No.
And
but in a mental, but it is what it's understanding how your brain works, regardless of who you are, what your social status
they
is.
should probably. I don't know if they should be having counseling sessions necessarily, but start learning psychology in the 3rd grade.
Right. Start
Open
reading
a book.
psychology, right? Start doing psychology. Start
understanding. The most powerful tool you have, right?
Yeah. Reasoning, understanding why your brain, what it does, and how it affects. Because you got, what do they say? You have 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day.
Yeah. Or more, right?
Right?
Yeah.
So how do you filter
Especially
those
if you
out?
walk through, the fantasy factory.
Yeah, and those are good thoughts, hopefully.
But it's my kids. I'm kind of that half and half. My kids, the day that my life was threatened, I think that was the first time my kids saw me when I got home to see my wife. I said, I would teared up now because I thought I was going to die. And you get home to see your wife, you're like, oh man. So my wife and I will never say goodbye to each other. We'll see you later. That's what we always say, right? We've never said goodbye.
My friend Diana Mark always says bye for now.
Because to me it's a permanent thing, whatever. So they saw that and they were kind of freaked out and stared at me for a little while. And then then once in a while, like when Ron Hostry, the founder of 21/6 passed, then they saw me cry for a couple days. Like, oh, see, I'm getting teared up again.
Right. And that's good because it meant something to you and it put you on the trajectory you're on now.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes we have to I don't want to say break down, but you need to become emotional.
Yeah, you got to get that out. Yeah.
You got to get it and think about what it is, why it is. He put you.
That stress is what causes cancer, folks.
What's that?
Hey, thank you, Gary. Yes, bless Ron.
Yeah. Stress.
Yeah. Well, all that stuff that you hold up in there, stress, anger, if you don't let it out,
right?
You don't show your emotions,
right?
All that uneven, unbalanced stuff. I think that's when your body starts fighting that.
It does.
That's where cancer,
and that's where keeping yourself healthy mentally, physically, and that's kind of jumping right back again. How we always love to spin, but that's where actually CBD is amazing. It's that the studies that they're doing right now are showing that that's actually turning off the cancer gene because everyone has the gene in their body to get cancer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Cancer,
but it's how we feed our bodies to keep these cancer cells at bay, right? So, because it's basically when you get it, it's your body fighting itself, right? Like ruining itself. So, when CBD has been known to turn, as they're showing great promise, one for putting people with cancer in remission, but also preventing it because now your CB1 and CB2 receptors are actually functioning the way they're supposed to produce the proper chemicals to make your brain work properly, to put you in the homeostasis, which I keep mentioning, to feel good, do good, and when you feel good and do good, you are good and things just flow.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And that's part of crying too. You're flowing, you're getting rid of all that negative bullshit out of your brain. You know what I mean? You're resetting yourself kind of.
And, well, I was talking with somebody, when I stopped in and this week and they're like, oh yeah, no, I love Scott, but oh my gosh, there's the new place on the north side of town or whatever. And I said, he goes, Scott will hate me. I said, I don't think so. I said, Scott's happy that you're supporting local and he's also happy that, you're trying to do, get a healthy spin on yourself,
Right.
And
competition's healthy.
Yeah, it always, that's what makes business. Right. And at the same time, you and I always will tell people, understand what it is that you're putting in your body. Just because it's the cheapest or whatever,
right?
It may not be made
cheap.
Right.
Don't mean good,
right? That's right.
Good. What is it? Good stuff, not cheap. Cheap stuff, not good.
That's right.
Right, and that's with food and your supplements. And, because that's what CBD is, a supplement.
Yeah.
You're supplementing what you're not getting anymore from our foods. We were saying about the government genetically modifying everything. Same with psilocybin, or if people don't know what psilocybin is acid.
Yeah.
It's it's mushrooms. We need psilocybin. We get it from our foods, but nowhere near what we need.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason that a state of our mental health in our world is so bad, is because we're not getting the cannabidiol or CBD and psilocybin that we need. So our brains are running amok, and our bodies are just not functioning the way they're supposed to. And then everyone goes, I'm going to go to McDonald's and get, $1 burger. I mean, what's in that? If they can sell it to you for $1 and still make money.
And the bun never gets moldy.
Well, you know how, it doesn't. It's funny. I know if food's good or healthy or not by if my dog will eat it.
Yeah.
My dog, Ellie, which if you notice on 120, you see our new ad up there? I got my dog up on 120 for Reese's Barkery. If my dog won't eat it, I know it's shit.
Yeah.
Because she's a snooty little biatch.
Dogs do eat shit sometimes, though, too.
Well, they do, and that's because they have a deficiency.
That's right.
That's what people don't realize. They're eating poop because they have a deficiency.
Right.
Well, same reason that we crave things is you have a deficiency.
Yeah.
If you're feeding it properly, no deficiency. Yeah. And that's crazy. I didn't even realize. Psilocybin, think about that. Acid. So when you look back, that's why the 60s and the 70s, well, even now, I mean, everybody, there's so many people. Like, let's just say you have 10 people, good friends that I'll bet you 8 of them smoke marijuana or use CBD that you don't know of.
Yeah, nowadays, yeah.
Right. Well, to regulate them, it's a
Right.
good thing. Yeah. It really is. It's not the medieval nasty crap that they make, the gateway drug.
Right.
Right. It's not even, like alcohol's horrible. I mean, I like the feeling. I don't like what it does to my body the next day, but it's absolutely horrible. It's poison for you. It really is. It does. There's no redeeming quality or benefit for you other than you probably laugh your ass off, have fun, do stupid shit because it gets rid of all your inhibitions. So
let's see. Shannon says,
and we've become completely ignoring all of our comments from our listeners. We apologize.
Reminds me of that time you and Pete talked for a half hour without any microphones on. Kent, did the trauma give you any other positive gains? Are you more aware or less tolerant, for instance? No, it really allowed it. If you're talking about the trauma of seeing my dad cry,
I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, seeing your dad cry and realize
the near-death experience, right?
Well, that'll wake your ass up too, man.
No, it did, and does it make me more aware? No, I am the most tolerant, laid back, whatever happens, guy and dad and husband. It sometimes frustrates my family because I'm like, hey, it is
you just roll with it.
It is what it is.
That is what I've said to my kids their whole time. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Pivot.
What do we do? Learn from this. Move on.
Right, and that's so. One of the things that, if you really listen to any big, I don't even say that, if any successful person, it's not what happens to you. It's how you react to it. 90% of what happens in this world is how you react to it. 10% is what the problem is, but how you react to it is what makes or breaks somebody.
So, she says, no, the near-death experience. Yeah, no, that definitely, both, more aware, not less tolerant. I'm more tolerant. You know what? I forgave the guy. I mean, I had a gun pointed at my head.
At the bank.
At the bank.
And you went back to work there.
And I forgave him. I mean, that moment, because I was scared, he was scared, and I literally thought I was going to catch a bullet. And, I was like, all right, God, I forgive this guy and, bless him. And here we go.
Right. And it's how you react. And so it's in that respect, it's how you reacted. You submitted, right? Basically, okay, whatever you want, whatever. I don't know the exact, but you kind of reacted in a proper manner. He didn't shoot you, right? I mean, I couldn't even imagine that, dude. I've been in a lot of crazy situations in the city, especially when I was selling, but never had a gun pointed at me.
Yeah. No, pretty much instant. It's what I did because
I'd crap my pants literally.
Yeah. And then I said, all right, Lord, let my family know I said goodbye. That's what I said because I thought I was dead.
Right.
Just majorly screwed by Hertz.
Anyone have a large? Oh, this is our
have a large
Pete.
van or SUV that Uncle Pete can rent for the weekend?
Pete, wrong weekend, brother. I'm doing my own crazy move schedule. I was hoping that maybe you guys could help me.
Right.
I need some strong muscles this weekend.
I'm helping some other people move. As a matter of fact, you're a little late.
It's the moving weekend.
I got to take their door off and put the new front door on.
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. Yeah. So there you go. Let me make some calls. Let's see what we can figure out.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of somebody that actually could help you out there.
So
where are you moving to? It's going to go into Indiana, right? Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I can't give you my truck, buddy. I'm sorry. I'd love to. It's the wrong weekend for me.
Yeah. So,
but
well, anybody can help out.
How you react to Hurt screwing you, other than posting him on Facebook and giving him a shitty ass review
in front of 800,000 listeners?
Yeah, we have 800,000 listeners today. Yeah, it's awesome. You got to love that.
Yeah. Yep. He's helping his daughter move. Yeah. Yeah, or is he moving the dead bodies in the kitchen?
Oh, my God. I still remember that story. Oh, wow. That messed me up. How he reacted to that one.
Well, I hope somebody cleans this up.
Yeah, I'm not going down there because if I don't go down there,
Right.
it's not there.
Right.
That's his reaction.
Yeah. It's those type of things, I think, put a lot, it reminds you how short your life is. And
100%. Was that a turning point for you, getting a gun pointed at you?
No. I that's probably the.
I mean, it didn't make you value your life anymore, so to speak. Because I don't think a lot of people,
my family,
right? Me included, is you take a lot of shit for granted.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and once again, I always go back to the fam, but being grateful when you wake up first thing in the morning. I woke up this morning. It's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
When you have a near-death experience like you just got there, with that gun.
Yeah.
I would, for me, if I think I got a gun pointed at me, it would just majorly change me.
It made me appreciate my wife and kids more. I mean,
right.
They're part of you. Sometimes, you get busy, you take them for granted. But yeah, I held them close and it really changed the focus in my life that way. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I haven't had that experience, but I will tell you that the one recently that's changed me and made me look at things even more different is my granddaughter, Everly.
Yeah.
I do have a hard exterior. I'm a, crusty dude, if you will.
Yeah.
She melts me.
A hardened businessman.
Well, it's when I'm doing business, I'm all about business. And if I ever offend anybody during business, I don't mean to, because it's nothing. It's not personal. I'm trying to do my thing, but my granddaughter, she's melted me when she's around. Like, every Thursday night, I call it dance night for me, right? Because we do the farmers market on Pearl Street in McHenry, and she's there because my daughter's there selling for Reese's Pet Supply. And I dance with her because they've got live music every week, and it's awesome. I literally leave there sweaty, and my legs are killing me today because my calves and dancing, and I literally walk around the entire park dancing and bopping, and
awesome.
She just that melts me and it's changed me.
Yeah.
Going, okay, now I'm not only have kids, I have a grandbaby. That's once again my wife and I.
What do you hope she calls you?
What's that?
What do you hope she calls you?
I'm hoping for
Gramps.
Pop.
You like the pop
or Poppers?
Poppers.
Yeah, my or Papa G.
That sounds like a restaurant.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. But like my
stop on in.
My future son-in-law actually calls me Poppers. I go back and forth with it.
Yeah,
But I don't know. Pop.
My kids call me Pops.
Does your kids call you Pops? Yeah. When my kids are happy with me, they call me Pops.
If I have grandkids, they can just carry that on.
Yeah,
just call me Pops. Pops is that old, that old fun guy. That's the
guy that's always trying to do the fun stuff and keep them going.
Yeah,
boy. Shayna says
she's not catching that crusty
guy vibe
today. But that's what this show's about. That's what
right.
We want to be able to sometimes, peel back a layer or two.
And you know what? That's out of everything that we've talked about.
Yeah.
I know Pete kind of, he says I go too deep for him too early in the morning.
Well, after Mary Catherine's Power Hour.
I know,
yeah.
but
that's something. Scramble.
Yeah. Well, that's something everyone in the world needs to do, though. Is we're not going deep. We're not having those needed conversations about just life and things. So.
Crazy,
thank you for saying I'm not crusty, not catching that crusty guy vibe. But
man,
the whole hour is gone already.
Gone.
Damn,
that was quick.
Guys, thanks for stopping in this week and hanging out with us at 216 The Net. Giles and Jones, The Grounds. We want to hear that good news from you guys. Send us emails, write in on us.
Yeah, join us. Click the link, join us always. This show is all about nothing really.
It's all about life.
Everything.
Well, it's about life, because life comes up and things change. And as you know, we went from 12 different subjects today, but they all tie together.
They do.
Right? And just keeping a good balance in everything we do. Guys, thank you. Love you all. Be good. Be safe.
Come back in a half hour for Bridging Civil Tension.
And we got some of that going on.
Hey.